What's up, guys? I'm Ashley over here at Brew. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Today we are going to open up the hips and the hamstrings, and selfishly I'm doing this for myself because yesterday I decided to practice ballet, which I have not done in many years. And so I'm definitely feeling it today, and I only did a little bit. So come do yoga with me. I'll meet you on the mat. Before we do, please hit that subscribe button. All right, we're gonna get started standing at the top of the mat. We'll bring the feet about hip width distance apart. Hands to the hips, just start drawing a few circles into the hips, round and round. Shake side to side, and jump up and down a few times. Peeking down, take a look at how the feet naturally fall. We might find that one foot points out to the side a little bit, or maybe the toes draw in. We're gonna work on bringing the feet parallel to one another and a comfortable distance apart. Soften through the knees and inhale through the shoulders, drawing them up towards the ears. Exhale down the back. Hands start to spiral forward. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale, softening those knees. Inhale up through the shoulders, exhale down the back, getting heavy into the feet, nice and grounded. Inhale, upward salute. And exhale, bend the knees. We'll melt down center line as we exhale. Resting belly on the thigh. And beginning to straighten the legs, but don't straighten the legs all the way yet. Easing into stretching out the hamstrings, relaxing the head and the shoulders. And from the lower belly, draw navel in and slowly stack the spine, inhaling, rising up to standing. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, down the back, palm spiral forward. We'll do it again. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale halfway. Hands come to the shins, pressing them into the shins, drawing shoulders back. Lower belly engages. Heart reaches forward. Inhale. Exhale, rest belly towards the thighs, folding forward. Uttanasana. And inhale, rolling back up. Exhale, shoulders down the back. Tadasana. Inhale one more time, upward salute. This time, sitting the hips back, we'll meet in Uttanasana chair pose. Sinking into the hips, tailbone draws down as lower belly draws in. Heavy into the heels, arms rise. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the right. Keep bending through the knees. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, take them to the left, sitting deep. Inhale. Exhale through the nose, hands to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, each side, inhaling through center. Exhaling, hands to the right. Inhale, you're doing great. Keep bending through those knees. Exhale to the left. Inhale, meet in center. Exhale, sit just a little bit deeper. Keep holding. Lower belly in, chest up. Inhale. Woo, exhale, fold forward. Might bend and start to lengthen one leg at a time. Again, being mindful, we don't need to have straight legs here. We're warming up to those hamstring stretches. But you might already feel the back of the legs opening more. Shake the head out. From the lower belly, zipping up one vertebrae at a time, we rise. Exhale, shoulders down the back. Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale once more, sitting into Uttanasana chair pose. Peek down. Make sure you can see the toes. So dial it back a little bit. Sit deep. Lower belly in. Tailbone draws down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to rise up. Interlace the fingers, pointer fingers, extend, and press the hips forward. Lift up through the heart, gaze is lifted. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift again, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, tend the fingers, stepping right foot back. Just kidding, the left foot. And lowering the back knee. Inhale to rise, low lunge. Inhale, gaze is lifted, lower belly draws in. Inhale up through the chest, out through the fingertips. Exhale down the back, shoulders melt away from the ears. And exhale, hands surround the front foot. Now this is a great place to bring blocks in if you have them. If you don't have any blocks, that's okay. You can bring books in or tent the fingertips. Just be mindful here to try not to strain as we're taking these stretches. So meeting back in low lunge, either hands on blocks, books, or maybe just tenting the fingers towards the floor. We'll start a little flow. And the flow goes, inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, hips reach back, front toes peel up. Inhale, lengthen the chest again. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to rise up. And then exhale to return back to low lunge. So that's our flow, our vinyasa, to start opening up through that hamstring and to get the energy, the prana moving with the breath. So here we go. Inhale, lengthen up through the chest. As you inhale, exhale, hips shift back. Toes peel up on the front foot. Inhale. Exhale, melt forward. Keep a nice deep crease on the front of the right hip. As we melt forward, inhale, rise back up. Exhale, return to low lunge, bending into the front knee. Inhale, lengthen. Press the floor away with the front foot. Exhale, hips reach back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale, bending into the front knee. Inhale, pressing up through the heart. Exhale, hips shift back. Inhale, lengthen the chest, the spine. Exhale, heart melts towards the leg. And we will hold this one here. So feel free to lower the blocks down or remove them if that's where you are. Inhale, again, lengthen, reach the chest. Tailbone reaches back as the pelvis, the bowl of the pelvis spills forward, deepening the crease on the right hip. So we'll try to avoid having a rounded back here. If we do have a rounded back, then I encourage you, bring in those blocks again. That way we can start to tip the pelvis forward, get a deeper stretch through the back of that right hamstring. Right hip draws down towards the floor. And gently, as if you're going to drag the front heel to the back of the mat, you can't do that, right? It's there. But imagine trying to draw that heel back. So plugging right hip back into space. You'll feel the stretch deepen just a little bit more. One more breath. And inhale, rolling up. Exhale, bend back into the front leg. Move any blocks off to the side. Tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Meeting in high crescent lunge, rising up. Inhale. Exhale, settling heavy into the earth, grounding into this posture. Inhale. And exhale, stepping forward, meeting back in Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, folding forward. Still keeping gentle bend in the knees, and this one will bring the hands to the creases of the elbow. Close the eyes and let gravity draw the shoulders and the head towards the earth. And scan the body and notice if we feel any difference between the right and left side, having done the right hamstring. Breathing in and out of the nose. Just imagine the tension rolling off the back as you exhale. And releasing the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tent the fingertips. This time, right foot steps back. And then lowering the knee, preparing for low crescent lunge. When you're ready, rising up. Inhale, up the front of the body. Lift through the chest. Gaze rises. Exhale, shoulders melt down the back. Inhale. Exhale, hands surround the front foot. Bring in some blocks if you'd like. Ready for our flow. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, hips shift back. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. And exhale to melt forward. Inhale. Rising up. Exhale, shifting forward again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, shifting back. Inhale, flat back before exhaling to melt the heart towards the leg. Inhale. Rising, exhale, low lunge. Inhale, zipping up through the front of the body. Exhale, shifting back. Inhale, flat back. This is where that pelvis really starts to spill forward, tailbone back as we melt the heart towards the leg, holding our half stretch or our half splits. And dialing left hip down towards the mat and drawing it to the back of the mat. One more breath. Inhale, rolling up, bending back into the front leg. Tenting the fingertips around the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Prepare for high lunge. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, plug into the earth. Active through the back leg. One more breath. And stepping forward, Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, melting forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands to the elbows again. You might gently sway side to side. Closing the eyes once more. And scanning right and left sides of the body. Hopefully we are more balanced than the last forward fold. And imagine the breath here. Inhale. Let the breath rise up the back of the legs to the top of the hips. And then exhale, feel the breath flow off the back, the shoulders, the elbows, the head. And it just flows into the earth, just like a waterfall. So inhale, breath up the back of the legs. And exhale, breath off the back like a waterfall. Letting go of tension. Just might imagine that water is just washing away any negative thoughts or tension in the body. And releasing the hands, stacking one vertebrae at a time, slowly rolling up. And shoulders down the back. Hands spiral forward, Tadasana. Whew, that feels so good. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, folding forward. And coming down to hands and knees. We'll take the toes together, knees wide, hips reach back, child's pose. Forehead meets the mat. And softening into the hips. Option to bring the palms together, bend the elbows, and rest thumb at the base of the neck. Breathing in and out of the nose. And hands release, rolling back up through table. We'll make our way to pigeon. Right knee slides towards right wrist and swing the heel towards the left. Tuck the back toes, pick up the knee, and then snuggle the hips down. Now this is a place that sometimes is a little inaccessible, so bring a bolster or a block underneath the right hip. That way we can square the hips off, especially if you find that you're leaning a lot towards the right. So I'll give you a moment to get situated. Might peek back, make sure the back knee is pointing down. Tenting the fingers in front of the hips, lift up through the chest. Right hip draws back, left hip forward. And then walking hands forward, melting belly towards the mat. Sleepy pigeon. Maintaining the breath in these postures. Continue to work with that imagery of using the breath to release the tension. So inhaling cool air through the nose and visualize it being drawn to any place that you feel tension. And then as you exhale, visualize the breath taking that tension with it. You might even imagine a gray cloud of smoke exits the body. Now I like to take my fists here and stack them to make a little resting place for the forehead. You can also use a block in the same way. Anything that we can do to help support the body in this posture to just allow the breath to take over. One to two more breaths. And walking the hands in. Planting the hands, we'll scoot right knee out, come back to table, and then work the knee out Oh man. Preparing for the left side. Left knee slides towards the left wrist, and then bring the heel or the foot over towards the right. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and snuggle hips down. Again, bringing bolster, block, blanket, anything underneath that left hip to provide support. If you would like, sitting up nice and tall, left hip draws back, right hip forward, and then begin walking the chest forward, melting into sleepy pigeon. And taking a few breaths. Allowing the hips to just melt open. No need to push or pull anything. Allow natural unraveling to happen here. Nice and controlled breath in through the nose and out through the nose, nice and slow. And scan the body. Notice if you're holding any tension in the jaw, the shoulders, or the hips. And on the next exhalation, allow that tension to relax and melt away. A breath or two more. Walking the hands in. Slide left knee out, return to tabletop. Or draw circles with the knee. Hi, Walter. Coming back onto our bums, we'll sit down, swinging the legs forward. We'll do one more hamstring stretch before we come into our seated forward fold. We will warm the hamstrings back up again briefly by coming into reverse tabletop. So plant the feet hip distance apart, hands behind the back, fingertips pointing towards the front. Elbows point back, so we're gently squeezing shoulder blades together. Be very mindful of the shoulders before bringing the hips up. We'll press the feet firmly into the mat and lift up through the hips. We'll see how high we can get the hips, how flat we can get the belly, and check in with the bum here. So try to tuck the tailbone and draw navel in so that the tailbone is pointing towards the knees. Getting a nice flat belly, stretching the shoulders. More importantly, we're activating the hamstrings, which is going to facilitate us in our stretch when we do the forward fold. So keep breathing. Chin can be in, or you can relax the head back if it is comfortable. One more breath. And slowly, with control, lower the hips down. Good. Coming to seated position with the legs straight out in front, walk the hips back. So finding a nice deep crease on the front of the hips. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, reaching the chest forward. Now, it doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or how far you're going here. More, what we're looking for is that deep crease on the front of the hips. So even if we just come to here with the hands resting alongside the body, it's totally fine. What we're looking to avoid is sitting back here with a rounded lower back and more so bending from the upper spine. So see if you can sit up nice and tall, even if you have to bend the knees here. Sit up tall, deep crease in the front of the hips, and then reach the chest forward. And then you might start to lengthen the legs out. It's gonna look different on every body, and that's beautiful. Rolling up. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen the hands. Again, walk those hips back and reaching chest forward. One more time. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Now see if you can activate the belly button here, drawing navel towards spine, and you might even get a little bit more length as you do that. One to two more breaths. Rolling back up. We're gonna keep it going all the way down. Scoot the hips forward, make sure the head has a safe place to land. Use those abdominals to lower one vertebrae at a time, down to the mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hug knees into chest. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Wiggle the feet out wide and let the knees fall into one another. Shoulders walk down the back. And draw the chin in slightly so the back of the neck is long. Relaxing. Just watching the breath as the belly rises and falls. Allow the hips to get heavy into the mat. Relax the jaw. Releasing all effort. There's nothing to do. or be. Allow the arms to begin to open up, maybe bringing them to cactus arms with the elbows bent, the palms to the sky. Allow both of the knees to fall open towards the right, head looks to the left. Passing up through center, knees to the left, head to the right. And center, rolling onto one side. Pause for a moment, feeling the earth supporting you. And then pressing up to seated. Bringing the palms of the hands together. And at the heart, close the eyes. Take a moment to acknowledge the physical space you've created within the body, particularly the hamstrings and the hips. And also observe the space that you've created in the breath. And finally, the space created within the mind. Remember that you can tap into this space and this peaceful feeling at any moment. It always exists. We just forget it exists. So thank you so much for joining. Again, I'm Ashley. I hope you have a beautiful day and see you next time.